Tonight in California, fires burning at both ends of the state, blazing temperatures and strong winds, giving birth to this, a massive firenado. Touchdown Saturday near the Nevada border.
This high pressure system is a heat dome that has impacted not just the state of California, but the entire west coast of the United States. It has led to many red flag warnings, including a significant number of lightning strikes in the last 72 hours, some 10,849 lightning strikes.
And I see again the forest fires are starting. It's starting again in California. I said, you got to clean your floors, you got to clean your forests. They have many, many years of leaves and broken trees. And they're like so flammable. You touch them and it goes up.
Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song.
Hey, Domestic Dawn in the dungeon. And it's kind of a smoky dungeon today. Smokier than it's been. Well, now it's about the same over the last 3 or 4 days since the fire happened around, Wednesday? I think the 19th, believe it started, when we get the lightning storms and all that fucked up weather, which I fucking predicted in my last YouTube video that I said, I think it's going to happen pretty soon. I think there's going to be some lightning and some fire coming up. I'm Nostradamus with a fucking nose from Damus. You know, look at this schnoz. And if you can't see it, which most of you won't and can't because no one fucking watches or listens to this shit, it's a nose for the ages. It's a strong nose, as I would say. Maybe kind of even someone called me a Native American nose at some point. That's a little racist since I'm not Native American. But it's a strong honker that at one point in my life, I was trying to catch a softball in some dumb, sloppy, delivery, softball game company, I don't know, whatever the fucking company was, Anderson News, I think the name was. I was on this company's team who I didn't work for, but my friends and my brother did, and we're on a softball team, and it's just a bunch of fucking dirtbags, and if you don't play softball, you should, and if you're especially like a unfit 30-something going into your 40s, you should play softball because that's all you have to live for anymore. And so I was playing that league, I think probably in my 20s at that point. It's probably in my 20s. Early 20s. And I was coming off and I was a ringer. I was hitting fucking dingers as a ringer. Shout out to the fucking San Diego Padres for what they did this week as well. I know I'm all over the place, but fucking forgive me. It's a birthday edition of Domestic Dawn. And I'm 42 years old today. So now I'm reminiscing. I'm going into nostalgia. But when I would go to the softball games and go rope a dinger, and they would see at that point a skinny, 5'11" fucking kid, 160, whatever I was, just fucking smashing. They'd be like, oh, what's this guy doing? And they'd be all fat, beer-bellied out. Or you would get the guys who buy really expensive Oakleys or Ray-Bans, and they would leave them in their softball bag for whatever reason, and then they would go play at nighttime, still wearing them on their head. But one time, I couldn't see the ball because I was blind and I needed glasses. So I was seeing the ball as a big, fuzzy, fucking volleyball, mana from heaven, snowball, just coming into these orange, shitty lights in fucking Mira Mesa, California. Or Kearney Mesa. It's all the same mesa down there. And I couldn't see very well. I was blurry-eyed. I needed glasses. I should have worn them while I was playing. Give me some fucking good Eric Dickerson wore spectacles while he was playing with all his football. Who are some good bespectacled baseball players? I know there's some back when I was young, but I'm blanking right now. Not John Olerud. He was the one that wore a hard helmet on first base. I can't remember. So, my 0 followers, if you can chime in and let me know who are the bespectacled baseball players that were the best. So when I wasn't wearing them and a ball just, big fly ball, I could see it, but I couldn't quite see it. So I have my mitt up there and it just bonks right off my big, strong Jew nose. And it goes maybe 10, 15 feet away from my face. And I drop to the ground because either I'm a pussy or it fucking hurt. Softballs aren't soft. And it bounced away. The guy probably got it inside the park home run. Everybody's looking at me. My nose isn't bleeding though. Not bleeding at all. It's like a fucking, it's like a goddamn fossil from a stegosaur sitting on my face. And so nothing, no broken nose, no blood, just a pop off the skull and into shallow right field, and the guy scored. So I felt bad that the guy scored. The next time I'm on a get up, I hit a double, I think, or at least a single. I remember I got a hit. So you see how powerful you can be in fucking adult softball leagues without your fucking stupid Spalding bags that you buy from Big Five, and you fill with overly expensive equipment, 2 batting gloves, a graphite bat, and possibly a cup just in case for a fucking adult softball game. And I liked softball. I had fun. It was a fun league with the old Anderson News Company, which I think is now folded, or it turned into a conglomerate of Amazon. Who knows? They delivered porn, but mostly magazines and books. I think maybe not porn. I think I'm making that up. I worked for them for 5 days, at the most, which that'll be another podcast with those jobs. So that's the week. It's birthday week. My wife had her birthday on Thursday, and it was a shit show because what can we do? Nothing. Sunday, my birthday, what can we do? Nothing. Not just because of COVID, but now we got these fucking fires giving us unhealthy air. And like I mentioned a few minutes ago with my ramble, I'm sitting in the garage with the back door open, and the smoke, it feels like I'm in a barbecue, at a barbecue, with really shitty smelling meat, like you're just burning alfalfa and hay and pine needles for dinner. And it's not a great thing to be ingesting. I could feel it in my throat a little bit. It's been lingering in the back, so that's why I'm enjoying a nice crisp ale. An India Pale Ale. And this one was from Marin Brewing Company, I believe. 3 times IPA. I can't remember. I threw the bottle away. Because I'm so pretentious that I pour beer into a glass to drink it instead of drinking straight out of a can or a bottle. Because that's how we do it when the world is burning around fucking wine country. And Northern California in general. And 530 other fires in California. Love this state. Fucking love it. Love it to death, which might happen because I might just burn in this garage. I might get smoke inhalation doing this for you guys. This is what I give you. This is the entertainment that nobody watches. This is the entertainment that everybody needs. There's a man who just turned 42, sitting in a garage, inhaling kind of maybe unhealthy air to a certain degree. Definitely not the cream of the crop going into the purple or fucking blue zones or whatever it is on your air odometers. But it doesn't sound great, or it doesn't sound great. I don't sound great. It doesn't smell great. So I feel like it's kind of like a dungeon. It's a real. I finally got a real dungeon with it's like Dungeons and Dragons, which I played when I was a kid, sort of. I like looking at the books more than playing, but with the characters and all that shit. But it feels like there's a dragon breathing fire and his smoke right into the back, through the back door of my garage. And it kind of reminds me of Portland and what's going on in Portland right now with people who are like LARPers. So going from Dungeons and Dragons to LARPing, which I've never done, and I'm really proud to say that I was never a LARPer. I was a young kid when my friends were playing Dungeons and Dragons. People older than me, my brother and friends that are older than me, and cousins and shit like that. They would play Dungeons and Dragons. Like I said, I would just sit there and listen and not really do much work other than be like, I guess I'll be that character. Oh yeah, give me those fucking hit points or whatever. Rolling the dice and the fucking 20-side dice and all that shit. But the people in Portland, I think they're playing, really, they're LARPing. They're not LARPing, like, I watch people in parks who have LARPing clubs. And did I mention this? I don't know, but LARPing is live action role playing. If you don't know, then you're an idiot. But live action role players, used to be groups of the nerds, and I don't mind nerds, but they become too cool now. I wish it was stayed nerdy. But you got the nerds back then meeting at a park at like a 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon and wearing gear that they made at home with foam and duct tape and cardboard, and they even had like weapons. They would have mace that was made of fucking what's the goddamn shit? You origami? No, what's the fuck? Paper mache. They would have fucking paper mache maces. They would have swords made, like I said, from cardboard and Gorilla Tape. Well, not Gorilla Tape, that's expensive. Duct tape that you can get from the dollar store. It's probably called duct tape instead of duct tape. But I would watch these people in awe sometimes and just say, this is the life. This is the life to live, because this is so bad, it's kind of good. And they would attack each other. They would have rounds. They would have a little not platform, but like they would put maybe chalk or lines in the ground. Maybe just set up fucking some baseball caps to mark off the boundary of their stage, of the battle zone, the region. And they would go, fight, and they would fight each other. And I would watch them just hit each other with foam sticks. Kind of like American Gladiator without muscles. An American Gladiator without leotards, but with fatness and nerdiness just oozing from that set, from that group. But I think that's what's going on in Portland, and they are LARPers. Same thing. They got helmets that they found at home, makeshift shit that they found at the thrift store, or maybe some fucking GI store out there. If those are those even open anymore? So they probably just found shit that their dad or mom was leaving around the garage for tons of years, or maybe their failed hockey campaign or baseball career that they had when they were forced to play at 6, and then they found out they have no athletic ability, so therefore they're going to be drafted by the Antifa pretty quickly. And they have makeshift shields that they made in their 8th grade woodshop class. And I'm watching these people, I'm like, these are the modern day LARPers. So Antifa are the modern day laughers. Yeah, they're laughable, but LARPers as well. And people say, oh, well, they're better than Nazis. No, they're not better than Nazis. They're funnier than Nazis. Nazis are horrific people. Nazis should not be around, right? Nazis should not even be, Nazism should not be a thing anymore. But when you're comparing, why aren't they going after Nazis? The people who are kind of against the Antifa, why aren't they going after Nazis just as hard as they're going after Antifa? Because Antifa are so silly and so trite of an organization and really not doing much in terms of their goals, that they're an easy target. I think in Nazis, they need to be annihilated and punched, but not that. Well, no, fuck that. Let's scratch that. Not punch. We shouldn't punch anybody without discourse. We shouldn't punch anybody without speaking to them first. But I don't understand the whole idea of like, why are those people on the same level? Nazis are actually dangerous. Antifa is becoming dangerous, but they're also very, very, like I said, laughable. And they need to be curbed, and they're curbed easily if you haven't watched any of this protest shit going on. They're not the toughest group in the world. They won't even make your softball team for FedEx, right? They won't make the FedEx bombarders, or whatever you're going to call your fucking stupid, silly adult softball team that plays at Wednesday night at the fairgrounds. They won't make those teams. They're not the best of the best. They're not the cream of the crop. They're just angry, young kids with shit they found in storage or in their mother's basement that they wore in 9th grade that now they could still fit because they don't lift any weights or eat anything based on protein. And then they go out there and fight, quote unquote fight. And it's just kind of, it irks. It just irks a little bit. So that's what I'm in this dungeon. So I'm playing D&D. I'm a LARPer. I'm a fucking failed softball player. But I had some good plays. I wrote some dingers. That's all that's important when you play softball. Just get out there, swing for the fences. Right? Who wants to fuck? Oh, he's got a level swing. He's gonna get some double. It's fucking softball. Swing for the fences. Who gives a shit? You're drinking while you're doing it, hopefully. That's the only way you can play softball. Why have uniforms? Just go drink and fucking hit a ball. That's big. And it's like a cantaloupe. It's like hitting a cantaloupe with a fucking 2x4. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. All right, so we got that going on. I got my pretentious notebook, a new one, yet again. So I'm kind of looking at the notes here. It's Firestorm 2020. And we knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. Like I said, I'm fucking Nostradamus here. I can predict the future. So everybody needs to listen to me because I know what's going to happen next week. And I packed up the car, got it ready, which I'll throw some videos up on YouTube, linked to this podcast. And you'll see I got everything ready just in case. And, you know, took it down, of course, now. But the coordination of the Firestorm has now kind of merged into 2020 ass storm for myself, ass fire. I ate something bad on Thursday, and it could be all the booze building up in my body. It could be the stress that is just, I guess, laid upon everybody's shoulders at this point, and I'm starting to feel that. Everybody's feeling it. That could be part of it as well. I have mental struggles with positivity and also happiness and just general panic attacks. I have those, and I'm aware of those. So it could be easily part of that as well. But for whatever reason, I wake up at 3 in the morning, and whatever you have to shit fire at 3 in the morning, you got to attribute it to something. You got to attribute it to something you've eaten, attribute it to something that you did previously, and it usually goes to food. And I ate this panini on my wife's birthday, and it was good. It tasted all right. It had artichokes in there, and pepperoncinis, and some sort of mortadella, and risotto, a mixture of Italian meats. And it was tasty, warm, on a nice brioche bun, or maybe it was ciabatta. Could have been ciabatta. Can't remember. It wasn't really pressed like a panini, but it was tasty, and it didn't taste bad. When you wake up, like I said, fucking a lace of brown liquid coming out your fucking pooter, you gotta know something is not right. And then you're on the verge of puking, you're nauseous, your stomach is roiling, it's speaking to you. Then you gotta get up a couple hours later and do the same shit again. The warm fucking stewy fucking toilet bowl stainer, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. You're shitting out your ass. You're blasting. You're an ass blaster, which is going to be picked up by Nerf in the next couple of years. It's going to be the new ass blaster. Antifa will probably use it as a weapon and fill it with shit from their own edamame and tofu bowls. But so it's been bad the last couple of days, and it's just funny how all this is going. You know, then when you get older, and I'm no longer probably an hour from, I think Louis C.K. had a really good bit about this, getting older. You know, you're within an hour of having a big watery shit, and you just don't know if it's going to happen or not. And that's kind of where I feel like the last few days is like, I got to be near a toilet, which is good during a fucking firestorm and a goddamn real or not pandemic, that I'm near bathrooms constantly. So it hasn't been that bad, but sometimes you get that woohoo, you get that little you got a little ass pucker going on. At least I can find a toilet in a reasonable space, not too far away. If I get evacuated, or if I was to be evacuated over the last couple of days, that would have been interesting. I would have had to cork my fucking smashed spider. I would have had to go to a hotel or some place that would have a personal bathroom. I probably couldn't stay with other people because that's fucking embarrassing. I can't usually shit around other people anyways, not even my own family. They need to be out of the room. I'm a private shitter, right? When I go camping, I wait till people leave the bathroom to fucking drop. I'm at an airport. I wait for people to hit that the fucking air dryer to just expunge everything that's in. So that's what I've been dealing with. And it wasn't as bad as I had in Mexico 13 years ago in Oaxaca, but it was getting towards that area of like, I can't shit anymore. And now it's finally, I think, dissipating a little bit. And I think the beer is helping. I think the fact that I'm 42 is helping a little bit for whatever reason, because I know this is just now, this is what I am. This is the age I've become. And is there any more of a humdrum of a fucking age and then 42, 41, 43. Maybe that's it. Up until I get maybe 50, it's all gone. It's all progressively worse and worse and worse. Or not even worse and worse, just, all right. It's a birthday. What else? First week of school was a fucking shit show. Technology-wise, still going through the same goddamn trials and tribulations with my wife, especially, because I'm jobless at the moment. And again, knock on wood, good interview last week. Really, 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 really good Zoom interview with a corporation that I would actually want to work for. Not a corporation, an institution, because it's not a corporation. Organization. That's what I want to. That's the word I'm looking for. Organization. So I'm knocking on wood for that one. I'm way overqualified for it to knock on my own dick on that one. But if I don't get it, then it's off to the next one. So I'm not worried about it. I can get jobs. It's just what jobs are out there right now. And we still have money. So don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. We're smart during this COVID. We're smart. We put some money away for beer and porn and an occasional movie on Amazon Prime. $3.99. That's kind of what we can afford on Amazon Prime, a $3.99 movie. So we're doing good, doing really well. But yeah, more tech woes, YouTube channel shit with my wife, Google Classroom shit, and it's not just her. It's just the whole idea of parents. Right now, we're gonna have a blip in the educational system. We're gonna have a massive blip. I think you're gonna see. If you ever look at charts or pie charts or fucking those mountain chart. I don't know what they fucking called. The charts that go up and have zigzag lines. You're going to see like a flat line and a dip. Probably going from like 2019 to 2020. We're already fucked as a country, in particular, with our education. And now I think we're just going to be doubly fucked. One, there's parents out there who have no fucking clue what they're doing. No fucking clue what they're doing. And it's not really their fault, but sometimes it kind of is. If you have a kid, you got to know what to fucking do. You got to be smarter than the kid. And then we have teachers out there who are not well versed in technology. So that's got to be something that probably should have been instituted in the educational field at some point over the last 10 years. And I know this is all new. I know technology is not my thing, but I've become a lot better at it. And it's really not that hard. I fuck up. It's frustrating. It takes me 2 hours longer than someone who is going to be completely well versed in knowing what buttons to push. I fully understand that. And I feel for the older teachers, the 50 or 60 plus teachers out there who still unfortunately have to work for a pension and just have to work to get a fucking weekly or bi-weekly paycheck, monthly paycheck, whatever it might be. I feel for those people because they're lost in the idea of the art of technology, this media storm that has happened. And I don't use art in terms of art. I use art in terms of the fucking manipulation of what's become art. Media is not art. It can be in certain realms, but for a 64-year-old teacher of fucking U.S. history in fucking Omaha, Nebraska, you expect them to know how to do all this shit and put all their curriculum, all of their lectures, all the assignments online within a couple of months? It's ridiculous. And I know they say, well, we've had meetings in the past. We've had meetings. That doesn't do shit. And I'm seeing it first level here. I have a fucking, not even a bird's eye view. I have a fucking ostrich up the fucking dickhole eye view of what's going on in the educational field. And I lived it at the tail end of last year. We're not prepared. We're not ready. So those teachers who were tech savvy before this all happened, great for them. But I think 95% of teachers are not, and still have no training that is going to get them to the upper level of education that we need to teach these kids. And I see it in my own kids. They're doing the most basic shit. And I'm not faulting the teachers for this. I'm not faulting the kids for this. This is just a shitstorm of collapse from our government. I don't know, local, federal, state. It's just a collapse. It's a massive collapse. Fires right now, collapse. We can't get enough fucking bombers? We can't get enough firefighters out there. I thought firefighters were like this big heroic job that we had a lot of people out there that are doing. And no offense, but that you can train someone straight out of high school without education to become a fucking someone on the front line of these fires. I don't know anything about firefighting. I know it's a tough job. I know it's a seasonal job in terms of for a lot of people. I know it's a volunteer job for a lot of people with the people with a Dalmatian, and they throw on their fucking cap and their jacket in their winter closet in fucking upper Saskatchewan, and they are going to fight a fire now, and the whole neighborhood would applaud them with soot on their face after they saved a cat from a tree. I understand that. I'm not mocking that. I'm mocking the career. I'm mocking that we don't have enough money. We don't have enough education. We don't have enough backup, right? Where do we go to get any of the stuff that teachers, firefighters, police officers need? Nurses, doctor. Where do we go? It seems like it's not even there. But I'm getting too fucking political here again, and I'm not making any sense. But that was another thing. Tech woes. The blip in the fucking chart that we'll see over the coming years of children just taking... I took a gap year from 9th to 10th grade. I took a gap year from 5th to 6th. And now I don't know how to read. I don't know how to do algebra. Which, does that matter anyways? But no, it's not going to be that serious. Maybe kids are going to be even more savvy than we are now of how to do shit. And they'll make more money than I ever will. They'll make more money than any previous generation that came before them. They'll probably be fine. But it's been a disaster. And if this job doesn't pan out, and I think it will, I actually finally have a positive note on something, that I think this job might actually turn into something that I can get, because like I said, it's just right up my alley. But if it doesn't, and even if it does, I've been seriously really considering not being in the state anymore. And that's something that is going to be a big problem with the old household. The kids could probably move fairly easily, even though it would just be, again, stripping them up, uprooting them from where they're at. But California is a fucking disaster. It's a joke right now. It's an absolute joke. We have to do this every year. I have to keep my fucking Thule soft bag to go packed with sleeping bags, extra clothes, shit that we might need, a tent, since I don't know where we're gonna go if shit hits the fan. At least we can fucking pop our tent up in the middle of a fucking dairy field somewhere where there's no fires going on. Dairy field? What the fuck was that? Cow field? Cow pasture? Anyways, I gotta keep that packed just in case in the morning we gotta flee at 4 in the morning, which we did last year. I can put it right out in the car easily. Have the straps available to fucking wrench it down. Get the dog. I have dog food already packed in the car. Extra dog. I have a lantern or a flashlight. I have shit packed. Just in case. So if that's gonna be the new thing that we're gonna have to worry about every year for 3 to 4 months, a quarter of the year, and plus the taxing, the sales tax, the cost of fucking living, the cost of housing. It's like nothing's happening. Nothing's getting done. No one has a fucking answer. But we love our state. Oh, I love California. Ooh, NorCal versus SoCal. And again, it's in my blood to be Californian. It doesn't mean I can't hate it. I hate my own blood. I hate myself. So are you guys surprised? This old fucking 42-year-old curmudgeon, as I've been so elegantly named by a friend of mine on social media. Oh, good thing you have another year, curmudgeon, or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, I am a fucking curmudgeon. Why would you be positive? Fucking soul moon? Soul moon, namaste, fucking... What's another name? I don't know. Whatever your guru name. Am I supposed to be positive like those people? Am I supposed to be a LARPer? No, curmudgeon's where it's at, right? I'll be a curmudgeon until I'm not anymore. And that's where I just want to get to a porch in my 70s with like a case of shit beer next to me, where I'm just looking at people of all races going by my house, and I'm yelling at all of them equally. That's where I want to get to. I just want to be old enough where people don't even look at me anymore. Old enough where people don't really listen, which that is already happening, both of those. And just old enough and shitty of a person enough to be like, I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck. And the people who are going by, who I'm equally chastising at that moment, while they're yelling at me with their fucking blowhorns and bugles, megaphones, microphones, telling me I shouldn't live there because I'm old and I'm white, and most of the people who are protesting are also white, but not old, and they're telling me I don't belong, and I just flick peanuts at them, no, shells of peanuts, because I'll be eating the peanuts, and just like spitting at them, little spittles of spit coming out of my mouth from my dilapidated porch, which they can't hear me anyways because I have throat cancer from ingesting 35 years worth of firestorms in Northern California, then that's okay. That's where I want to be. It's a mess. It's a mess. But let's really talk about something really important. Is that during this, I think the porn industry has really profited, much like a lot of politicians have profited over the course of the last 5 or 6 months. Obviously, the corporations have all been bailed out. The stock market is doing fucking fantastic. It's flying off the charts with certain business. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. The fucking NASDAQ and the fucking Blue Black and the fucking Dark DAC and the fucking White Shack, White Castle. Whatever is happening with all that shit, it's doing fine. So the people with money are going to be fine. And also the porn industry is doing great. But I have a really big problem with the porn industry. And I'm not saying I've been divulging into it more than usual. It was already like it was a usual thing. I mean, I'm married. What do you expect? I've been married for a long time. So it's not like, oh, Josh watches porn? Wow, that's strange. But I like just like normal porn. Just the normal. I don't like all the freaky shit. Like, oh, bratty sis. Like, ugh. Who wants to watch someone who's faking fucking their own sister? That isn't. A daddy's come home. It's like, yeah, I can't watch that. The choking and spitting and a foot on a girl's face. I'm like, all right, that's not for me. Just give me like a normal fucking 7 out of 10 couple, and I'll probably be good. Fuck, I'll take a 4 out of 10 sometimes. I don't know. That's just for fun. But what I've noticed lately in a lot of just fucking really well done porn, meaning the lighting is top notch, the filmography is fucking top notch. Unlike this, the sound quality is right there. I mean, that director is, and the gaffer, or I don't know what the gaffer is, but the fucking sound boom guy. He's up there. He's crotch shot McGee. And I think there's probably a boom guy. That I'm probably sure that's his nickname on set. Crotch shot McGee. Get over here. Get in that shit. We want to see taint, and we want to see the fucking muscles of the taint. We want to see the muscles of that fucking strip. That fucking that pudwhacker. What's a pudwhacker? I remember the fucking wrestling bushwhackers that would come out with fucking forearms flying. But a pudwhacker, that's a great. It always reminds me of silly putty, pudwhacker, but with like a dick. You're just like slapping people with a dick. And remember, you had silly putty. I don't know if you guys did this when you were a kid. This is dating myself. On my birthday, August 23rd, same as Kobe Bryant. Go Lakers. I survived. I lived longer than Kobe Bryant and more successful. But it's a sad day, obviously, remembering what happened there. But going back to silly putty, so you would get silly putty, right? You'd buy it in the eggs. I don't know if you got them from like Lucky or fucking Stater Brothers or whatever, Ralph's, Vons, Safeway, fucking Heb, H-E-B, is that what they call it? You could get these little eggs, and you crack it open, it's silly putty. And then I remember like going to comics when we still had newspapers, and I'd get Hagar the Horrible, and I would spread my silly putty over Hagar the Horrible, and then you could see it on the silly putty. I'm like, oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. And then you ball it up again, and then you can get fucking Marmaduke. You could get a Marmaduke comic, and you look at it on your silly putty and be like, ah, that's fun. And that just Pudwhacker feels like a dick that you could just sling that's like silly putty, and if you hit people in the face, maybe you can get like a superimposed copy of their face on your floppy dick that you're whacking around. I don't know. What was I talking about? Porn. Yeah, the thing that I kind of lost interest in, and it doesn't seem as useful to me anymore, is the oil. They're using a lot of oil on porn, and it's kind of creepy because it's baby oil, which always is weird. I don't think I've had 2 kids, and I can't remember putting baby oil on any of them. And maybe even back then, 14 years ago now, 15 years ago, or close to it, when we had our first kid, I don't remember like seeing baby oil and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna put this on him. Because even back then, I was like, this is greasy, and like really, what's the word of gliding on the tips of my fingers. And I don't have a good feeling when I'm putting that on my own kid's ass. It's making me feel of other things. And I think now the porn industry has completely annihilated what baby oil even means. And if anybody can tell me what baby oil does to a baby, what does it do? Is it like Vaseline? Like if you have a chafed ass? And I've had chafed asses going back to my fucking Oaxaca fire ass. And even now today, which I haven't had to resort to. But I remember in Oaxaca, I was like, I need some fucking cornstarch. I need fucking cornstarch. And with babies and diaper rash and all this other shit, I'm like, let's put some oil on it. Never came to my mind. It's always like cornstarch. Cornstarch. I think it's for their skin. I think it's so they don't get the cracked, scaly lizard skin, which a lot of politicians probably use to keep their face in order, to look youthful in their 118th year and still running for president, which we both have now. But the cornstarch, that was something, when you chafe down there in the old fucking lava ass zone, and you're traveling and you have to walk and you want to go see things, it's like when you get that little puff of fucking starch down there, you're like, woo, doggies. That feels fucking good. Never baby oil though. So yeah, baby powder, but I heard there's like fucking knives and bullets ground up in that shit, and heroin needles. So baby powder is probably not good. Maybe that's the baby formula. I think baby formula has ground up fucking narcotics in it. That's why you should breastfeed, women. That's why nipples are important. Work those nipples out. I know it's got to be hard because I don't have nipples. Well, I do, but they're useless. They're fucking little dime-sized nipples that have fucking gross hair around them, and a lot of women have that too. But if you want to have a healthy child, you want to get baby oil on your nipples, and then stretch them, and then have the baby latch onto them. Because I think that's what it's for. I think that's what baby oil is. It's like oil for a baby. It's like taking fish oil, which I try to do on a semi-daily basis. It's good for your heart, good for your functionality in your brain, lowers cholesterol. Drinking some fucking cod piss. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe oil needs to go around nipples so babies can latch on. So now we could have more breastfeeding going on. But I understand there's a lot of women who can't breastfeed. I understand it's probably not a great part of motherhood. It's got to hurt. It chafes. It's got to be a weird feel. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. But maybe some baby powder and a mixture of baby powder, cornstarch, and baby oil on the nipple region would be great. But I haven't seen that instituted in porn yet. They're just doing baby oil. So you see a chick, and they always label it the same thing: chick with fat ass, or a chick with thick ass, or big. And I see the thumbnail. I'm like, that's not a big ass. That's a ass. And then I see a thick girl, and I see a thick, and I'm like, is that thick? Then I'll click on it. And then at some point, always, there's oil that comes out. And they rub it on there. You can see the gross man hand, who's a fondling, weird creep. He's rubbing the oil on the ass. And then sometimes it'll go to the titties. They'll rub oil on it, and like, ugh. But I don't see the correlation between being turned on and the correlation to be like, they look like something that should be in a sardine can, or they look like something that should be someone's about to light on fire. That's what they look like to me. And if you're turned on by that, you should be put into a mental institution. I'm not saying I shouldn't. I probably definitely should. But at least I wouldn't have that problem. But like, I'm really turned on by sardine oil and fucking something that I can light a campfire with. Kingsford. That's what I was looking for. I'm really turned on by that. Lighter fluid and fucking cod liver jizz. And then that turns me on. I can't get off with my wife at home who's dry. You know, she has skin that is not wet. It's not oily. And when she comes out of the shower, she can pat herself off with a towel and look normal. But no, let's squirt her to look like she can slip through a fucking pipe hole somewhere at a construction site. That's not what I want. Or you could slip her in like a condom, a really big condom, and then shove it up her prisoner's ass, or the prisoner could swallow it, and it'll come out in prison for a conjugal visit later on. That was a horrible visual that I just brought up. And it makes me think of the Human Centipede series. I don't know why. And horror movies have never bothered me at all. And I think that's why I'm getting through this time right now, is because it doesn't, nothing frightens me. It's like, yeah, well, this is normal. This is supposed to happen. But that one disturbed me in the gut. That's probably why I've been shitting so much lately, because I've been thinking about the human caterpillar. If you haven't seen that, just watch it, or don't. It doesn't matter. But after that, you will not want to oil yourself up with anything, because not that they use any baby oil. It's just disgusting. So that's what I guess that's all I have today. I don't know. It's my birthday. I Zoomed a couple relatives earlier, which is always fun. I've been just fucking trying to keep down any food that I can keep down. A lot of bread and butter. Just fucking trying to get anything. I had some sweet potatoes and broccoli for dinner last night. I was just trying to keep something not from coming up. There hasn't been one puking yet. There's been a lot of feeling like I'm going to, but it's more just, yeah, like I said, that oil change, fucking in a 30-minute or under oil change shop where a guy's underneath the carriage of your car, and it's just leaking. It's just a steady stream of nothing good. But like I said, back to solid today. Back to solid. So we have hope. Fires have not gone southeast yet. They're going northeast, and I have given all my thoughts and good wishes, the few that I have, up to those people up there. 'Cause no one wants this. No one wants the fires to spread anywhere. Maybe naturally go through the forest so we can have rebirth of growth, which helps the planet, weirdly. But we don't want structures lost. We don't want people's lives lost. And I just hope we're still safe here. And that's why I preemptively, kind of maybe in a neurotic, skitterish way, why I got packed up and just said, you know what, I've been through this before, and I don't want to be fucking caught with my dick down, or with my dick out, with the baby oil by the fucking nightstand. I don't want to be caught in that regard, because that's what baby oil is good for. That's probably what it's good for. Never used it, but I might. But it's not for, don't, just get rid of it. Porn, just get rid of it. It's good we're watching people fuck for free for 7 minutes. That's it. That's what we're doing. Why do we need to add the elements that we don't need? It's already there. It's already there. So use your imagination. Back in the day, we had to wait for shit to like buffer, didn't we? Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. 12 years ago. I just wait to put that. All right, buffer up. I think that's a nipple. I think it's a titty. I think that's a saggy nutsack. I think that might be a dick hole, or it could be an eyeball. Couldn't tell. Better just like scroll down slowly. Bzz, bzz. And we would wait for that buffering. We get that little circle, 15%, 27%. And then you get a little action for 2 seconds, buffering. That's what we had. And we're fine with it. We don't need this fucking 5D quality baby oil, superimposed, fucking zoomed in shit. Just show it as it is. Get a couple of people who are lifeless and emotionless and unhappy and just turn the video camera on a fucking Thursday night, scheduled 8:30 p.m. fucking boning zone because the kids are asleep or they're playing video games or they're out fucking smoking weed in the backyard. And you get that 22 minutes to yourselves to film. That's all we need. And I think the majority of us would be fine with that. All right? So keep it off the level of baby oil. But what baby oil can be used, since I am going away from the baby oil industry, is Antifa could also use it if they wanted to be smart. Put that in your fucking squirt guns. Shoot it at the people you're going against, whoever they might be, and they'll slip before they get to you. And you don't have to worry about your plywood or particle board, not even plywood, shit, that'd be too tough. You don't have to worry about your particle board shield bursting as someone is attacking you, right? They'll slip. They'll do the fucking either Scooby-Doo Shaggy legs, those darn kids, or they'll just, they'll slip out and then boom, you got them. They're not going to want to attack someone who has baby oil in their fucking squirt guns. They don't want that in their a super soaker, double chambered super soaker, which holds 13.5 liters, or fucking, not gallons, what's it, the cups? I don't know, what do they fucking hold? Ounces. 13.5 ounces of baby oil? No one's coming near you. No one's coming near you. One, you're a freak, and then two, they just don't want that clouds the goggles, because they're wearing them too. They're wearing their homemade shit too. Whoever you're going against has homemade shit with their big fat bellies hanging over a fucking flak jacket that was never made to be a flak jacket, right? So that I think I figured a lot of things out today. So hope you guys enjoyed it. It's already been a fun 42 for 15 hours now. I've been 42 for 15 hours, and I had a moment when I woke up. I'm like, kind of disappointed. I'm like, I made it. I guess 42. That's kind of every morning, so it's no different. That's what time is. Time usually is no different. All right, stay safe, especially if you're in the fire zones. Stay positive, because I am, and you know me. Go Padres, shortened season, and of course, the fucking team I root for and rooted for since I was 4 years old is now finally actually doing good and getting some national news. So go fucking Padres. Go slam Diego. All right? Fucking uproot all the other cunty teams, flyover teams. You'll fail, though. I know. You're a San Diego team. It's not going to work out for you. All right? Talk to you guys next time. Stay safe. Love to you all.